7:30 in the AM, and I have been very excited for today all week long. Today is $2 jean day at the ARC thrift store, and I am very excited for that because that's better than bins prices. Typically, the jeans at the bins are like in the mid $3 ranges. So $2 for a pair of jeans is a pretty good deal. And jeans don't drastically drop down. Jurassic World. They're not very dramatic as far as a drop goes for the summer seasons and things like that. Yes, you'll have a drop, but you'll still sell jeans. So I'm like, why would I not grab that? The only thing is that I don't know how good today is going to be. I'm trying not to set my expectations up in a bad way, meaning like I don't want to like expect to walk away with 100 pairs of jeans today. I'm kind of walking in a little cautious on what it could be. You know, they could just be a bunch of just like Rustler brand jeans, but I saw some, they were throwing some out at another ARC, and some of them were like in really poor condition, but my guess is that they're holding off on pushing jeans out like crazy, and then they're going to push them all out. And so I think we could find a couple of diamonds in the rough here, and a couple of like good, just like what I'm calling like cash flow winners, you know, like the Levi's of the world, and some of those that will sell for $25 and I'll make a really good profit because I bought it for $2. So I woke up early today because we have 6 items we have to ship off today. I'll show you because I've already packaged them last night. We sold a pair of BKE Henry jeans for $20 plus $9 shipping. William Rast jeans. This one I took a really low offer on, and I'm okay with it. People in the comments might roast me for this, but this was Fly Low jacket. I saw comps for going around $100. I had it listed for $90. Someone sent me an offer for $55, and I was thinking, you know, how long is it going to take to sell this baby when it comes to the summertime? It's a snow jacket. So I'm going to take a really low offer. I got this at a great price and it's moved. I bought a bunch of vintage hats, and another vintage hat sold today for $17. This was the Heritage Texas, just like trucker hat. And this, oh no, not yet. This sold last night, I think. Just a Patagonia hoodie. If I remember right, I got this at the bins. I'm like 99% certain I got this at the bins. $34 sale. Really good for a bins buy. And then some cool women's pants. This sold this morning. I had an offer for this morning, and I just took it for $25. So that was pretty good. So we're going to package these items up, and then we are going to get ready to hit the... ten screenshots and I don't answer the phone. Just kidding. Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, Betsy, can I have the rest of the Thai curry soup?
Yes, that is all yours.
I think that'll be good for my breakfast, and I'll still have the Danish, so okay,
yes.
That sounds good.
Yep. So luckily I already packaged a lot of my items up. So like the BKE, I just wrote BKE with the SKU number in Henry last night to make it just go a little bit quicker for me. So the thrift store is open at 9 a.m. and I want to make sure that I'm there before 9 a.m. My goal is to be like at one thrift store to be the first hands on like a good set, because then that means that like, you know, the obvious winners I'll be able to grab. And then I'm going to hit, the goal is to hit about 5 or 6 thrift stores today. And I probably won't be the first set of hands on all of them, but you know, the really big ones I think we'll be getting at the first thrift store. And then to my understanding, they're going to be pushing more out as the day goes on. So I could be the first hands on those. So we will see how this goes, but I do not want to be distracted shipping, because that is the worst thing ever, is shipping the wrong item or making a mistake while shipping. So I'm going to put you down, and I will pick you back up here in just a sec. 2 minutes? Like 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Love you. Today, I am like, this morning especially, all over the place in thought, because I'm trying to plan out my route. So I planned out a route last night, and I sat down and I was like sold on it. But then I had this thought that my first route is the most important, because that's the one that I have the first set of hands on, and that's what's going to determine the rest of the route for the entire day. So here's a thought that I had. I'm going to go to, I think I'm going to start at a thrift store that I know the best. This one is my favorite thrift store. I've been thrifting at this one for years. Years and years and years and years and years. The employees know me. Some of them know me by name. They get excited. We chat when we see each other. But not today. Sorry, Irene. You're super nice and sweet, but no chatting today. I have to dial in and focus. A handful of years back, this exact thrift store did a sweater sale, and it was like 99-cent sweaters or something really good for sweaters. And no one was there. I was the only one looking in sweaters the entire time. And so there's always a little bit of a line, but not crazy. But jeans, I feel like, are different because not very many people like are reselling sweaters, you know, especially when they're trying to push sweaters out, where I feel like I can't be the only one having the same thought of like, jeans are crazy. Normally my day starts with a research hour, then dropping off my packages, and then I probably start sourcing around 10 or 11, and then finish sourcing around 4 to 5, just kind of depending. I don't know what today is going to look like. I dropped my fiance off of work early, so now I'm going to be picking her up at 4 instead of 5, and so I have to be done at least by 4 to pick her up. She's a little bit under the weather, and so we're either going to pick her up, drop her off, and continue sourcing if the day makes sense to do that. But it's kind of exciting. I'm really excited today because this nuance in today is really, really exciting, because I'm like, I don't know what to expect for today. I could be walking out with a bunch of stuff in every thrift store, or absolutely nothing, or 4 or 5 items, or it's just going to look like a regular sourcing day. I don't know what to expect. Obviously, I think the obvious is like, I would love for this to be the biggest day of sourcing I've had in a long time, and I walk out with 60 pairs of jeans, or 60 pairs of jeans for close to $160 or $120 is a pretty dang good deal, if you ask me. But I don't know. I'd be happy if I walked out with 200 pairs of jeans today. But I also have to be cautious on what I'm grabbing. I definitely get excited, and I'm like, well, these jeans sell for $19, even though they're listed, they're $2 and they sell for $19. They've got an okay sell-through rate. I still have to be somewhat strict because I don't want to fill my store up with crap. This is the slower times coming up for jeans. Obviously, that's why the thrift stores are pushing it out so fast. But at the same time, it's great to have good inventory. If I could find a pair of Brave Stars, if I could find a pair of Diesels, if I could find a pair of, salvage items, or salvage, it's a Lotus. A salvage like jeans, Naked and Famous, like some of those big ones, that would be really awesome today. But if I'm walking out with some of the quick hitters, the Cinch, the Cody James, Adriana Goldschmidt, like if I'm walking out with a handful of those today, I'm still very happy at $2 a price. How many jeans are we going to get today? I don't know. Put it in the comments. That's what YouTubers say. But then the thing is I always feel like it's weird when you put it in the comments, you're going to see later on. So it's like, is anyone really commenting how many jeans I'm going to get? But you should. You should be like, I think RJ is going to get 100 jeans today. Just to like, you're watching this and I'm holding the jeans for the whole day. But anyways, arguably my favorite part of the day, Starbucks. And hate on me, judge me, I am a regular at multiple Starbuckses, and I feel no shame about that because I do work at Starbucks specifically for the business. I actually take time to sit down and do research and do admin work and get very intentional in my deep work at Starbuckses. And yes, there's a couple Starbucks, one of them in particular, every employee knows me by name and by order and has my order ready by the time I'm ready to go. And I feel zero shame about that, because my goal is that, one, if this $5 Starbucks is gonna put me out of business, I'm probably doing something wrong. Two, I'm not going to Starbucks every single day. It's just a good routine that I go to. It's typically, I forget the days. It's probably out of the 5 days, 3, sometimes 4 out of 5 days. And then the other side of it as well is that this is a bomb drink. And having intentional deep work is so awesome. So we just dropped off our packages. I'm heading over to the first thrift store of the day. Guys, I am so excited. I am nervous because I'm gonna get there at 8:58. That's 2 minutes before the thrift store opens. Now, what I'm like, okay, what do I expect? Am I gonna have an issue with getting a cart? Is there gonna be a massive line to get into the thrift store? Is there gonna be a massive line after checkout? Is this gonna be like the craziest thrifting day of my life? Or am I the only one that cares about this? And there's gonna be a handful of resellers, but not a lot. I don't know. At this one in particular, like I said, I'm a regular at as well. Usually there's like a handful of older folks that like to go there, and I don't know what they do. There's a lot of older regulars that go to these thrift stores, and I'm so curious on, like, maybe that's just their form. They just love to shop and thrift and just get cool stuff for their house. I don't know. Regulars that don't thrift to resell. Like, does Kohl's and like those people have regulars? I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, we're 22 minutes away. We're gonna be there by 8:58. We're taking risks. My thought was I could go to a thrift store I know nothing about to start my day, which is kind of risky because there's no rhyme or reason to this. Like, I just know there's some thrift stores that do really well and some thrift stores that don't. This one that I'm going to is one of my favorite thrift stores to go to in all of Colorado, if not my favorite. And doing this other one, it's so up in the air. It could be such a good thrift store, but it could also be a complete dud. So I'd rather just go to the one I trust. And then my second stop of the day is my least favorite thrift store to go to. So I kind of can get that out of the way if there's nothing good there and focus on the other thrifts that I can go check out. But, you know, at some point, just doing and making a decision is going to be the most important one. So yeah, we are running through this SD card, so I'm going to be cautious on how much I talk. Okay, see ya. We're opening up in 3 minutes, and I am very excited for this haul today. Hopefully, pray, and I've prayed that we will find some good items and we seek some good items, but no more yapping. Let's jump in. Okay, where are these jeans at, baby? All the women's jeans. So we're going straight to men's.
Good morning, hot shoppers. Thank you for joining us for our
It is crazy in here. People are filling up. Look at this cart. That is crazy. I got a decent amount of stuff. I'm gonna just double check like some quality on the things that I've got. But some cinch jeans, I found some Ariats, and I'll just briefly look at some other things while we're still here. But oh my gosh, the women's section is insane. I thought they were gonna have much more men's jeans, but unfortunately they do not. But I think I saw a hat I wanted to look at, if it's still over here, and then we're gonna probably hit the next one. I don't know, that was much quicker than I thought. Okay, first stop, we are looking at some Ariat M5s, some cargo Levi's, green, pretty good. Lucky brand, these are like straight, kind of baggy, so we'll see. I don't understand Lucky brand all that much, but on $2 Jean J, pretty good. I would probably call these Y2K 501s. They don't have like the tag, but pretty good for $2. And then 2 pairs of cinches, 1 and 2. So pretty good for the first stop, and then we'll see how everything else looks for today. So about 20 minutes out for the next stop. This is probably going to be one of the bigger gaps in the routes that we're taking today. But like I was mentioning, I am a little disappointed with how the men's jeans were looking. Women's jeans, if I sold women's jeans, I would have been like, well, one, the competition was crazy. There was people just taking piles and throwing it into their cart, which gets kind of annoying because then it's just like, yeah, anyways, but what are you gonna do? I can't control that. And it's so hard sometimes to leave thrift stores and be like, oh my gosh, what is in their basket? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there like, I want to look, but at the same time I don't want to look because, you know, if you see the jeans that you were looking for, you're going to be very, very upset. But I think I'm going to change my expectations a little bit today, because if I hit this thrift store last, there would be almost nothing left. There would be, yeah, like the jeans just emptied out very, very, very quickly. And I was able to get a good chunk. I think the mistake that I first made is I went and ran right to the smallest size first. The nice thing is that there are some Area M5s in the smaller sizes, but just kind of disappointing. And some things are going to be put in the pants racks when they should be jeans. So that was a bit of a bummer, I guess you would say. But we'll see. I'm going to have to flip a Yui here because I took the wrong route. But yeah, so if the other thrift stores are going to be like how this one was, where it was just primarily women's jeans that they really were pushing, then it's going to be a rough one for sure, to say the least. There, I'm just going to do a Yui right here. Bummer on the men's jeans because they're all the same racks. Women's jeans were not the same racks. We'll see how the other arcs do. Yeah, one of the ladies said that they're going to have extra racks like out in the center, and I definitely did not see that. So that's a bummer. But I was able to walk out with a lot of stuff. So even with the amount of stuff that I have right now, that was still pretty solid. We'll see what happens for the rest of the day. I'm wondering if they'll still push some out, but if they're going to push some out, are they going to get bombarded with people? So I guess we're going to have to see how all of that goes, but that is totally okay with me. Because I'm still going to do a sweep around and looking at things, especially if the men's jeans just aren't there. But got some good stuff. Got some decent things, I guess. You guys saw the clip, 2 cinches. There was a Levi cargo pants that I thought was in there, and they were considered pants, but they gave it to me because they knew me, which was helpful. Shout out to you, Eddie. You're an OG. You saved me the like $13 pair of Levi cargos, and I was like, oh shoot. And he's like, I'll just throw it in. So shout out Eddie. But I couldn't count, but some Area M5s, 2 cinches, one Lucky Brand wide leg. I don't know. I'm trying not to get the stuff that I don't know too well, but I do want to start learning Lucky Brand because some of them do good, and I just don't understand which ones do and which ones don't. But I'll stop yapping. On to the next thrift store. This is my least favorite thrift store in all of Colorado. So I'm going to get it out of the way, but you know, maybe I'm surprised here. I used to really like this one when I first started reselling. They priced things really well, and I was always walking out of stuff with this thrift store. This was like, that thrift store is my memories of first early days of reselling. And they just get worse, man. You know, it's like they're selling Wii systems for like $60 there and stuff like that. But my philosophy on this is that you have 2 options. You can complain about thrift store prices and not resell, or just play the game. And sometimes that's going to happen. So you just ignore the $60 Wiis or $100 Xbox 360s that they're listing and focus on the other things. But I still typically am not walking out with a whole lot in this thrift store. So let's hope that we can be surprised. And if we are, great. If we're not, on to the next one. I looked at the route. We have 7 others. So we have 6 more to go. How many are we going to walk out with jeans? Seeing how this one went, I'm not feeling too confident we're going to walk out with much more, just because if I'm going too quick, I might not have enough time for them to restock. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Stop number 2. This thrift store is my least favorite one, like I mentioned, but we'll see if there's anything in there. I am not confident, but we'll see. A tad bit surprised on this one. I'm not going to lie. This one I had to pay full price for, but it's the Eddie Bauer Ascent pants. These ones are good bread and butter for me, but let me show you. So like I said, we got the Eddie Bauer. This one was pretty good. Someone put this one back. They're like high-rise, baggy, Abercrombie. Pretty good. Citizen of Humanity. I'm still trying to understand this brand because it looks like the skinny jeans still do good. These are skinny jeans, so I have a couple I just bought in bulk too. So we'll see how that goes. And then Volcom, priced at $15, but some good Volcom Solver jeans. These have pretty good sell-through rate last time I looked, so not bad for the next stop. On to stop number 3. Let's hit it. On to stop number 3 today. Got some decent stuff on that one. Again, I almost walked out with much more because I was like, it's $2 jean day, and there were some Empire jeans that just had terrible sell-through rate. They sold for like 20, and I was like, RJ, you told yourself you weren't gonna do this. What are you doing? So I put them back. I said I changed my mind. It's interesting because I think the game in this too is what people are putting away. One thing that I think is like, you only know what you know from what you experience. You know what I mean? Hopefully you know what I mean. And so in my eyes, I was like, this is gonna be National Reseller Day and everyone's gonna be resellers at the bins or at the thrift. And that's not true. There's actually a lot of people there that are there to buy for themselves, and there was like a bigger line for the changing room and the dressing room than there was even the line to get to checking out. And that made me realize, oh, the game in this today might be the putbacks. So after I went through the racks, there's gonna be a lot of people putting things back. There was like a group of vintage kids that had a massive cart full and they're like putting yes and no piles. I was contemplating standing there and just waiting for them and then just be like, yo, I'll take that whole no pile away from you, and seeing if there's anything good in there, because a lot of those vintage kids are looking for the vintage big hitters, and if they're not there, you know, they'll throw away some of the stuff that I want. So I didn't do that because I still have 4 other thrift stores or 4 or 5 other thrift stores to go to today. It's already 10 o'clock, so we'll see what happens. I actually like this thrift store a lot. It's probably in the worst area, but for some reason I always walk away with some of the best stuff. I walk away with a lot of Ariat on this one. Dang, you know what? I'm thinking about it, just a couple days ago, there's so much Ariat in this specific thrift store that was just priced a little higher than I'd like, and some cool pants. There was like 2 pairs of cools. I don't know if they categorize those as jeans or pants, but they are probably gone unless I'm super lucky and nobody saw them, or I don't know. But we'll see where this one is. This one usually walks out with a good amount of stuff, but because it's my 3rd stop, it's already 10. The thrift has been open for about an hour and a half. I don't know, but we'll see. So we are either slowing down or this one just wasn't a good one. Normally this one's really good, but this one was the same situation at the Arc at the first stop, where it was literally only someone's doing TikToks in the back of their car, and it's distracting the crap out of me. You know what? I'm doing the same thing. I'm vlogging. Why am I judging? What? That's not right. I'm sorry, person. I hope that TikTok goes viral. You're definitely prioritizing the women's jeans, which rightfully so. I mean, you're usually prioritizing. There's going to be a lot more women's than men's. But I asked one of the workers if they're going to be doing any more rotation on the men's jeans, and they said big fat no. So I don't know if that's going to be arc wide or what. I'm not really sure what to expect on this one. So we're going to hit another one that's only 10 minutes away, and we'll see if we start slowing down. So that one I walked out with 2 pairs, which is fine. You know, I mean, walking out with any pair is good, but it's just good not to have to really worry about the price on a lot of these jeans. Cody James is so hit and miss because if I can get them really cheap, they do really well for me, but you know, I'm only profiting under $10, and it's not the greatest thing in the world to profit under 10, but when I can get them for $2, that's pretty dang good. I'm not gonna complain a whole lot. So we'll see if they start slowing down. I am flying through. I thought I was going to be there much longer, but I think I'm just grabbing jeans that I'm much more confident in. and some of them I'm looking up and some of them I'm not, because I know just based off of how my store does, and I've sold specific of these jeans and brands and styles and cuts, that it just makes me be able to fly through these much faster. So 8 minutes away from the next one, and we'll see if it's going to be the same situation. Ironically, I guess the one that I was the most excited for outside of the first one was that one, and the one I was the least excited for, I did much better than I thought I was going to. So we'll see if it just keeps getting worse and worse. Then, you know, we'll just go hit the thrift stores and just kind of casually thrift like how we normally do, and get the other stuff. But I mean, walking away was still a decent amount of stuff. I'm not going to complain. Okay, there's definitely jeans still alive in the arcs. I want to say I'm a little under halfway through, maybe a little over halfway through, but shout out, why am I forgetting the YouTube name? But I was actually just watching a YouTube video about a bunch of jeans to grab, and it was the double layered Carhartts. And I saw a Carhartt logo and I was like, oh man, am I gonna get it? And they were the double layered like leg Carhartts. And then I felt something and I peeped in, and there's a wallet in the jeans. So we're gonna see what that's about. I mean, it could be nothing, could be a couple bucks, maybe I get my money back today. So we're gonna put the camera down and we'll look what's in the Carhartts. Our 11-11, make a wish. I wish I find more jeans. Okay, so I found these Carhartts, and I was actually just watching a YouTube video about, and I'm wondering, it's kind of funny, I might be on the exact same spot, but they were talking about Carhartts, and L. Roll Fisher is the name. Shouts out. He was just talking about these Carhartts with the double leg, but oh man, these are not it. Let's see. Yeah, anyways, but this guy, he was talking about in this video about like different jeans and the best jeans to find, and he talked about these double-legged Carhartts right here. And I'm like looking around, I was like, okay, and then I feel something tough in the jeans, and I'm like, what on earth is that? Right here, there's something big and wide in here. Oh, you know what it is? It's a pad, and this one has it too. Ah, RJ, I thought there was a wallet. Okay, I've never got these like these little things. You see how there's like 2 layers on them? I've never got them before, so I thought this was like a pocket that had a wallet in it, but it's just a pad. But either way, these are a really good find. Most Carhartts I'm not grabbing because sell-through rate's kind of crappy, but hey, you know what? This one's a good, unique pair for $2. So never mind, it was not a wallet. Well, there's a couple things I didn't predict. The first thing was that for some reason I was thinking there was going to be much more men's jeans. There's no specialty in all the arcs for men's jeans, so it's just what they already have there. And then they've laid out extra women's jeans. So I guess the nice thing is that there's a lot of jeans that I wouldn't buy because they're pricing them at... there's a lot of jeans I wouldn't buy because they're priced at, you know, $10 to $15. And it does trick you. I had... The amount of jeans that I just grabbed back there was probably half the amount that I had in my arms. I was just looking at things that looked potentially vintage, and it like was tempting, but the sell-through rate just wasn't there or whatever. Some of them, geez Louise, that's what happens when I spend too much time at thrifts. Everything else we've been pretty good at as far as sell-through rate goes, and at least I'd like to have a $25 purchase price, buying them at $2. So that's gonna be really good. I'm running out of time on this, so it's about to go hit the other thrift. See you there. All right, not too crazy of a grab on this one, but got 2 good ones, I guess. A vintage Levi 501 and a vintage Lucky Brand. So paper tag on the 501s, so pretty good. I think we got 2 or 3 more. We are flying through. It's not even lunchtime yet. Second to last stop of the day. We are flying through. What time is it? It is not even noon. We are flying through the day, so this one was unfortunate. Just the quality of it was not that good. So I walked out with 1 pair of American Eagle straight jeans, and almost walked out with more, but just looking at the quality of all of them, and this was, I think I mentioned this early in the video, there was one thrift store that had some $2.99 or $1.99 jeans already out, and they were terrible quality, and that was this thrift store. And a lot of the ones that I would have grabbed had like massive holes in the crotch or huge stains. There was one where all the back pockets were missing. So that's okay. I've already walked away with 2 IKEA bags, so I'm not really gonna complain. We have one more to go to, and then I don't know what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. I might hit this last one. If there's anything good, great, and if not, who cares? And then go start listing. You know, if I could get ahead of listing today, it's already noon, I'm not gonna complain. Official last stop of the day. I have never been to this one, and this one looks really nice. So we will see from the outside. Doesn't really matter how it is, it matters what's on the inside. Just remember, I think the writing is on the wall with being done with this, because there's just really not a whole lot going on over here. I walked out of the second one with one item, and now I'm walking out with basically nothing. I'm gonna take a look at the showcase real quick, but I don't think there's gonna be anything. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. All right, so that kind of shows that I think we're done. This was the last stop of the route, and there was like almost nothing in the jeans. And sometimes, you know, it's like you could try to get the Wranglers, and maybe they have okay sell-through rates, and maybe you can make $17 on them, but it's just really not worth it, you know, to go through all of that just to make so little money and have something not move, especially with a bad sell-through rate. I'm okay with getting a little bit less if it has a really good sell-through rate, but I don't want to do anything like that, and I'm just not in the interest of having things to have things. I want to make sure I'm getting a good cash on cash return, meaning how long does it take for me to get my money back after I buy something. So man, I just like also hit a wall. I'm also like kind of sleepy because I don't normally wake up at 6, and I did wake up at 6 today, and it's kind of nice, so I'm not gonna lie. 12:30 being done with sourcing. I could continue to source if I want to, but I don't think I'm going to because I have so much stuff and I still have things at home. But I'm gonna grab lunch, and I need an energy drink ASAP, Rocky. So gonna go do that. Okay, we are back at Ilio Island headquarters. That's the name of the store. Anyways, show you everything that I got, and hopefully they're good. I don't know. I'm like, I have done so much today that I don't even remember everything I got. So we're gonna do our best to kind of go through it as quick and as possible, because I don't want to just sit here. You've already seen a lot of the stuff, but just kind of counting everything up and seeing all the items that we've done. And hopefully most of these should make at least a 20. Some of these will make more for sure. But I'd like to get most of these listed today, and I might get ahead of listing. I don't know if I will. I didn't realize that it's already 1:30, so I might not get ahead of listing, but we'll do our best to at least have our up. Anyways, we got some Levi 505s. These guys, I think were the Y2K. Yep, Y2K Levi 505s. 7 for All Mankind jeans right here. Keep in mind, everything here was $2 total. It was like $2.13 after taxes or something like that. So pretty good. We got the Polo jeans, gray, vintage, maybe. I don't know, kind of a little distressed. So I got them super wide leg. So hopefully those do good. Prana men's jeans, that's pretty good. Prana's a good brand. Easy, hopefully $30 there. Abercrombie and Fitch, I think these were wide leg black jeans. Ralph Lauren, another vintage looking Polo Ralph Lauren. I don't think these ones are going to be too crazy, but again, wide leg, $2 should be pretty good. Maybe hopefully an easy 20. The ones that I thought had a wallet in it but didn't have a wallet in it is because it's just pads, and it's the first time I've ever found this type of Carhartt jeans. But these are the Carhartt double leg jeans, or double material jeans or whatever. So hopefully those do pretty good. I did find another pair of Carhartt, and I turned it down just because most Carhartt is just really good when it comes to like jackets and not so much jeans. It's weird. I don't know why, but the thrift store loves to like price them at like $13, and they're not even good. So anyways, these ones I think were the good tag. Yes, this like paper tag here on the inside. 501s, so good find. There was like almost nothing there, and I walked away with 2 items that were pretty good. So 501s, and then these Lucky brand, made in USA, American made tag right here. Lucky brand jeans. So pretty good so far. Next, this is just the other bag. I mean, each thrift store. I went to 7 thrift stores today, so you can do the math. First Ascent, I paid full price for these, but normally I'm going to buy for $10 and easily get like 30 or something more on that. So that was a good grab. Abercrombie & Fitch, someone put these away. They're like wide leg Abercrombie & Fitch women's jeans. I think I only grabbed 2 women's jeans today. I almost walked away with 2 AG pants, but they were just in such bad condition. Citizen of Humanity jeans right here. Volcom Solver jeans. I think I've sold a handful of these. I've definitely sold a decent amount of Volcom and made money on it. I couldn't tell you how much off the top of my head, but for a $2 buy, pretty easy grab for me. Cody James, these ones always do really good for me. Easy 20 or easy 10 when I buy them for 10. So I should have much better profit margin on those Cody James. And American Eagle, these ones were the relaxed straight legs. I think this was one of the only ones that I bought from one thrift store, maybe 2. And then Lucky brand, these were the 181 regular straight, whatever you call it. 181 relaxed straight regular. Next, Area M5 jeans. This was everything that I grabbed from the first thrift store. As much as I could grab, I made the whoopsie of just going to the smaller section first. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like there and I'm like, why did I walk into this section? These are the Levi cargo pants. Pretty cool. These were in the jeans section. I thought they were jeans. They were going to charge me for pants. I was going to put them away. And they're like, nah, that's okay. We'll call them as jeans. And that was really cool of them to be able to help out with that. This was 501. I think these are the Y2K made in Dominican Republic. Super wide leg. So pretty good bread and butter right there. And Lucky brand, again, this is the Lucky brand 32. And then Cinch, 2 Cinch jeans. Cinch is so easy to find out here because it's made in Denver. So I find Cinch jeans all of the time. So let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 pairs of jeans for $2. So if I did 22 times $2.13, that's how much I paid. It's that number. Right there. See, look how fast I am with math. I just knew that it was a number. I love doing YouTube and I love everything about it. So it's good to just even be back making videos again. I hopefully will be doing 1 video per week. That's kind of the goal. It's interesting because I have so much content to make that I don't want to make too much about nothing, but I'm not sure to try to figure out where the direction of the channel will go, but the best way to do it is by doing something. And that's what we're doing. So we had 2 videos come out, and this is the second, and I'm really excited to see how everything goes. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I am still in this learning process. So if everyone was like, I wouldn't have grabbed any of those jeans that you grabbed or half of them, or like, I'm surprised you walked away with that much gold or whatever. I don't think I walked away with like too good of things. My fiance was like, how's it going? How's today? And I was like, it's good because I walked away, I think, with mostly bread and butter stuff, which is good. I mean, I didn't really expect to walk away with diesel jeans and the big hitter jeans that everyone wants to get and all that stuff. I kind of expected this, and that was the good thing. I think the one thing that I wasn't thinking about is how they were going to prioritize men over women, and that they weren't really pushing much. Like after the men's stuff was grabbed, it was grabbed. The last thrift store I went to, there was like nothing. There was probably 10 total jeans in that entire rack. So that was kind of fun. But we probably won't hit that type of thrift store, the Arc, for quite some time because they're just going to be worn out. But luckily, there's plenty of other sourcing opportunities, and I'll take you along with me. So feel free to subscribe and let me know what you think of today's haul, and let me know what types of videos you want to see. If you guys are wanting to see just like this whole thing of me transitioning full-time because I had no other option, and what it's like. This is a little over 2 months in. I think we're pushing closer to 3 months. But yeah, I'm really excited to just start documenting and vlogging and doing all that again. So hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next week. Peace out.